So I may get a lot of hate for this take that I'm about to put out, but you probably shouldn't be the hardest worker. Hey guys, Brian here, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's episode of the Direct Admission Podcast, we are going to be talking about that maybe you just shouldn't be the hardest worker on your unit. And this is like specifically for nurses, because that's the experience that I have. So it's such a hot topic because I see it so much with my coworkers. I see it with myself. I see it affecting a lot of people that I work with, and I see it all around the hospital that I work at. And being the hardest worker doesn't necessarily give you a lot of benefits. And I'm saying this in the aspect of you still have to put your best foot forward. Of course, patient care is a top priority. And as long as your patient is safe and you're doing everything the right way, I'm saying you probably shouldn't be the hardest worker. And what I'm getting at is that maybe you should just be more efficient with your work. Because if you want to look at it from the finance standpoint, right? You and your colleagues, right? The other nurses, if you're there for 8 hours or the 12 hours, everyone's there at work for the same amount of time, right? So no matter what happens that day, everyone gets paid the same. So just from like the very superficial standpoint of time, everyone's get paid by the hour, and we're only there for a certain amount of hours a day. Everyone is getting paid the same. You doing the extra work, you kissing butt and helping everybody on the unit doesn't give you anything extra, doesn't give you like a bonus, doesn't give you like any overtime money, because technically you're there from the same amount of time, right? And sometimes you don't even get like a pat on the back. So sometimes you don't even feel good about helping like that. So it's like, why do you want to put yourself in that position? Because I see it a lot. And I used to do this a lot too. Me being like a male on the floor, I would get through all my tasks, do my assessments, and then I would see if anyone needs help with like a boost, need help cleaning their patients, need help with IVs, anything I could use my muscles or use the certain skills that I have to help people's day get better. But then I noticed over time, and I've been a nurse for 12 years now, over time, that people will take advantage of that. People will automatically be like, oh, ask Brian to put in that IV, or, oh, Brian's here, or one of the other male nurses is here. Just call them and have them do all the lifting, have them do the stuff. And it's at no fault to those nurses for doing that. It's because I made myself readily available at all times to do that. And they ended up expecting it of me, from me. And it took a while for me to take a step back from that. Of course, I still help. Of course, I do what I can to help, but I'm also not actively going out of my way to help everyone because of certain things that always happen. Like when I need help, no one comes to help. And it's like, why when I help everyone else? And that's not the case now because I've been more vocal about it. But I've also seen a lot of my coworkers now being overly helpful. And then if something goes wrong, and nothing like patient safety wise or health wise, if just something wasn't done the way the person's primary nurse wanted, a certain way, but they expected help from another person, that help did it a different way, and then all of a sudden that help is getting yelled at or being punished in some sort of way for helping or trying to help because it just wasn't done the way the other person wanted to. And it's such a catch-22 of what's happening. And that's why I'm saying, like, maybe you just shouldn't be the hardest working person out there, because it's not the most beneficial thing at all times. Like, yeah, people might see that, oh, wow, you're so hardworking, you have such a great work ethic, you're such a great coworker. But then you gotta, with all the shine, there's also shade. And that's what someone brought up to me. You got to take the good with the bad, pretty much. And so with all the help and all the praise, there's also going to be all the negative points of, hey, that person's here, have him do it, have her do it. They're always willing to help, delegate those things out. And that's the stuff that will also get you burnt out. Because I see the people, they could be working 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and they're not burnt out because they're very good at what they do, and they do their job at a high level, but they do it very efficiently. But then there's the people that work the normal shifts, like 312s, or the minimum amount of shifts to be full time. And those are the ones that are like crazy burnt out because the efficiency just might not be there. They might be going above and beyond for no reason, just to do it. And that puts a lot more extra tasks, extra stress on their body, on their mind. And you go home exhausted. And that's what I'm just trying to get at, is that I know a lot of people are going to be like, dang, oh, a nurse, I hope this nurse is actually good. I'm like, I actually think I'm a great nurse. And I think I just want to make sure that the people that are coming into the field, or the people that are feeling burnt out, that find this video, understand where I'm coming from, or maybe this gives them a new mindset approach towards going to work, because we need all the nurses we could get, because there is a shortage. Like, my unit is always giving overtime. We have 1 million per diems. We have 1 million part-timers because of how much turnover there is. There's a lot of burnout. There's a lot of call-outs, all stuff like that. So you need these people. And then obviously we need as many nurses as possible. And I want to keep as many nurses as possible, because I advocate for more nurses. And I just want people to work smarter, not harder, more efficient, and just to make work just easier for everyone. Because obviously some of the things that you always got to look at is that we're not paid the best. And we already have like a weird work-life balance. Like, sometimes you could say like, oh yeah, you work only 312s, you have 4 days off. It's like, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes that one of those days is just a full rest day. So, and like in the I'm going on tangents, but in the winter, if you're a day nurse, you never even see sunlight. You're leaving the work at the butt crack of the morning where it's still dark, and then you leave at like 7 p.m. and it's dark, so you don't even see any sunlight. So it's like it's not the same as much as like a lot of people have their own perspectives. But what I'm saying is, be more efficient, try not to burn out, and you don't have to be the hardest worker there. You could work hard, but don't be the hardest worker out there, because just with every profession, there's toxicity. There's people that are going to take advantage of the system. And I know I'm being very, very pessimistic, but it is what it is. I don't want anyone burning out. I want people to stay in the profession. And when you're not at your best and you're being taken advantage of, or stuff like that, you just end up not working as good. You're not as happy, and it affects your life outside of work. And at the end of the day, it's a job. You have a life outside of nursing, and I want you to be as fulfilled outside of work in your life. And this was my little rant for today. So hopefully you guys got some sort of value out of this. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, drop a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe, because all those 3 things, comment, like, subscriptions, all help me get this video out there to a lot more people. And hopefully there's a great message for someone that's looking for a sign for them. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.